welcome back. Another episode, and we've got another one of your beers. So you talk, I'll pour.
Not a problem. All right, this one is a Southern Pecan. Now, we can't get it up here, but I used to live in Alabama, and Mississippi brews a beer. It's called Southern Pecan, and it's by Lazy Magnolia, and it is a wonderful brown ale. It has a little, like, pecan to it. It really tastes like a pecan pie. It has very good balance. I tried to get online and replicate the recipe. I think I missed the mark already. You can tell by the color. So the Lazy Magnolia Southern Pecan is, it looks exactly like brown ale. You can not see through it, but it's very light looking. Mm-hmm. But the pecan flavor is really good. It's got some spice to it. It's a really good beer. I just wish we could get it up here. And if we can't, I hope that someday I can at least kind of replicate the recipe, because it is a great beer.
Okay. So what was your base malt?
For this one, it was also the 2-row.
Okay. Man, you and 2-row at the end of the year.
I know it. I wanted to put in some Mars Otter, but...
So, what'd you do with the pecans? How many times did you roast? What'd you do to them?
What I did with the pecans is, for anyone that's ever brewed with nuts, you have to roast them. Same with the pumpkin. We didn't mention that last time, but same with the pumpkin. For pumpkin, you roast it once. For
real pumpkin?
Well, not even real pumpkin. Puree, too.
Okay.
So you roast it, let it kind of get the oils out. For the nuts, you have to be very careful. They get a ton of oil out of them. So if you don't roast them enough, you can kill the head.
Right.
It's not going to kill the flavor. Nothing wrong with your beer. It's just you won't have any head.
Which this has some.
Yeah. This does have some, and it didn't kill the head. Usually I would keg something like this just so I could force the head on it. But what I did is basically I took a pound of pecans, I chopped them, roasted them 350 for 10 minutes till they start to kind of smoke a little, pull them out, put a paper towel on them, get them kind of cleaned up, and you did it about 3 times.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of prep work. You got to be prepared to do that. Now, what was different with this beer from the last time I brewed it, you actually put it in the mash. Before,
okay.
I put it in the secondary and just let it sit. This told me to put it in the mash. And I just, all right, well, I'll do what the recipe says. It's not a bad beer. If I had to go back, though, I'd probably take the brown ale that I brewed this year, because I love that thing, and do the Southern Pecan to that. Okay.
And I would say this is friggin' darker than my IPA, Citra IPA.
And it was not supposed to be that dark. It turned out pretty dark. And right now the pecan flavor is very strong, I would say. You can tell I roasted some nuts, basically. I mean, it's like going to the carnival, you smell it and you're like, man, that tastes, or that smells great.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of what it is. And, it's not a bad beer, per se, but what I was shooting for, the Southern Pecan, if anyone's ever had it before, this does not compare. It is one of my favorite beers. We can't get it up here in Michigan. It's sad.
If anything, I don't know why, but I want to say I can taste like smokiness. And it has to be from the pecans roasting, I'm guessing.
It might be a little from the malt, but yeah.
But yeah, it tastes like almost like a smoky flavor went in there. It's
weird, isn't it? It's not a bad beer. It's just I had a certain profile I was shooting for, and I missed the mark. Hey, penicillin was found the same way, right? Yeah. So it's not bad.
I would say it's not a bad beer. The smokiness is there, and maybe, like we've said on the last couple, the more it ages, that'll mellow out. We'll get that pecan flavor in there.
Yeah, and I'm hoping, and I don't honestly, the way this beer tastes now, I don't think it's going to last to be aged, because to me,
Right.
it's a good beer.
Yep.
I'd drink the hell out of this. But, like I said, what I was shooting for, I just missed the mark.
Right.
And I knew it once I saw the color. I looked
Yep.
at that color, I said, oh, whoops.
Yep. And, you know, and that's what home brewing's all about. You know, even like with my Citra, I missed it multiple times to end up with a 2.91% beer.
You know, I think...
You're going to live and learn.
Yeah, not to get philosophical or anything, but
Mm-hmm.
to go into home brewing, you have to be ready to fail a couple times.
Yep.
And what's great about home brewing is, you know, on your way to trying to get what you want, you actually come up with some pretty damn good
Correct.
beers that you didn't even think of. I mean, there's a couple beers like my brown. I was not shooting for what I got, but I got a great beer, and I'm
Right.
just like, crap, I'm gonna brew this again.
Yep.
I mean, that's
And this
a
could
really
be
good
a good base to a porter. You know, really.
Now you got me thinking. Yeah, no, that's well. And it'd be fun to take this and change up the yeast and see what happens
Right.
with the flavor.
Yep.
Because I think I used. God, I'd have to go back and look. I think I used London. I don't even remember now. I used one of the London yeast.
Okay.
It turned out well. The only reason I used that one is because it was very malt forward, which is what I was shooting for, and I
Right.
kind of missed that. So
Did you use any dark malts or grains?
a little bit, not a lot, but
Okay.
a little bit.
But see, that goes to show you.
It doesn't take much.
Yeah, but I used half a pound of dark malt, and my Citra didn't turn out as dark as I wanted it. You used half a pound of dark malt, and it's black.
Yeah, I used more like the caramel malts, like the middle of the roast.
L40, L60, stuff like that. Yep.
Yeah, I think L60,
80 and 80.
maybe like a quarter pound of
Okay.
80, not much.
Okay.
No, it's and we can post the recipe if anyone's interested. Just
Yep.
comments, let us know. We'll post recipes. I would brew this again, but I mean, there's times where you're shooting for something and you're
Right.
like, damn it, I missed, and you end up with something that's actually pretty good anyway.
Right.
So
Yeah, and I would almost drop the smoky flavor and add more stuff into it. I mean, obviously, I'm guessing the smoky taste that I'm getting is from the pecans. So what happens if you take those out and just brew it like that?
yeah,
I think it's almost a porter.
yeah. No, I think you're right. I think it's what's great about this beer is, you know, we're just getting through October. We're getting into November, December. We're getting in those colder seasons. This is going to be a good one to just sit by the fire and have a beer.
Correct.
And it clocks in at 5.5, I think.
Okay.
So I mean, it's respectable.
Yep.
But you know, in my eyes, it's good beer.
Yep. Cool. So thumbs up, like it,
Thumbs up.
comment if you think we screwed up or want to say something, and subscribe so you know when we're coming out with more videos.
Yeah.
Until then, I'm Brad.
And I'm Steve.
Happy brewing.
See you guys later.